Welcome to Real Life, Real Faith. We're back for you today with another episode, and I'm joined as always by Pastor Farr and Charlie Jordan. Today, I'm going to throw this straight to Pastor Farr, and we're asking the question, why don't people understand me? Pastor Farr.
Thanks, Christy. Great job, by the way. I truly rely upon these two heavily, and I'm just honored to be on the broadcast with them. And I think this thought a lot of times, and I suppose, number one, I just need to learn to understand myself, because you can't really do that outside of a personal relationship with God. So people are wondering why we're here, why am I created, what am I supposed to do? But deeper than that, I guess we should have Jordan Peterson on the show for this one. You do feel, or I have felt that, and one of the things I've always loved is the sort of the study of the temperaments, and I looked it up again, and there's the sanguine, the choleric, the melancholic, and the phlegmatic, which means that some people are sociable, some people are ambitious, some people are thoughtful, and some people are calm and steady. and we've come off the conveyor belt this way. Yeah. Now, you couple these temperaments first and foremost with the gifts of God, which we are going to get into. So we're all distinct, but the person that's, say they're a giving, motivated to give, they may not understand, a more cautious person, so I just see these different personalities, and since the Tower of Babel, God did a pretty good job of confusing us. Now we're trying to get back to not Babel, but the unity that in the Spirit, so we can love each other and walk together. So I guess what I'm trying to say is we're all different, and listening is really going to help us. Not listening for what maybe we're familiar with, but listening to the heart of the individual that's speaking to us, to find out what makes them tick, and ultimately all in the kingdom and to help other people. But how do you guys feel about this misunderstanding dilemma?
Well, with my family, I can use my family as maybe the best example. And I'm talking about my extended family, like cousins and people like that. They seem to find me sometimes a little bit strange because I don't follow the norm of what the family feels like that we should follow. In other words, I hate to talk about this, I hate to bring this up, but I'm gonna have to talk about politics, okay? Because, you find this is strange to me, that in a lot of the Black community, a lot of Blacks thinks that one particular party is for them only, or for us only. And but Sharon and I, we have always been different. Yeah. And they never understood that. And sometimes it will bring up some interesting conversations, and some feelings sometimes will get hurt. But I just always stood my ground on that because, what confuses me is why would one party only be for one person or one demographic of people? It's like, I love what this gentleman said once. He said, okay, so the Democrats are for Black people. So if a Black person doesn't vote Democratic, the Black people denounces you and said that, well, you are outside of the norm. And so this gentleman said, but it's okay for other ethnic groups to vote for whoever they want to vote for or to support. And so that is something that I had to, deal with. But I always bring it back. I always bring it back to my family. And I say, here's what's important, guys. You have to be yourself. You have to be yourself. If you are being honest to yourself, then people will be able to receive you, because honesty goes a whole lot further than trying to be fake, trying to be something that you're not. Remember,
Right.
when God came into the garden, he was seeking, the Bible says that he looked for Adam and he asked Adam, where are you? God knew where he was, but Adam was confused because Adam, of course, had sinned. And so, Adam was in a place trying to be something that he wasn't. He had became something that he wasn't originally. And so we have to be ourselves, if that's making any sense.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
It does. I think also you were speaking about, we always mention Jordan Peterson somehow. He has this sort of test. It's the most accurate, and it's the basis of all psychological testing. It's called the Big Five Personality Test, or OCEAN, which is openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. And when you break down those 5 traits, each of them divides into subcategories, and it really does. If you want to take the test, I paid the $10 for it because it was worth it to me, called Understand Myself. And it really did. I sometimes think that we ask why people don't understand us, but we don't even understand us. And, when I took this test, some of it was horrifying. I'm going to be real with you. Like, my conscientiousness was really high, which is great. It means I get things done. My neuroticism was, I was 97th percentile for neuroticism, which means it's not percentage, it's percentile, which means in a room of 100 people, only 2 are likely to be more neurotic than I am.
Wow.
And then neuroticism is split into withdrawal and volatility, meaning when you're stressed or anxious, which I am all the time, I will tend to withdraw into myself. But at the same time, I'm a little bit of a strange concoction, because normally you'll be higher in one and lower in the other. I'm incredibly high in volatility and incredibly high in withdrawal. So when I finally figured that out, I was like, oh, this is why I have this desire to run away from conflict. When it's interpersonally, but if it's to do with justice, I'll go running in with a machete. Not really, don't worry, not in America anymore. It's laws here that we have to worry about. But, I started to understand myself, and I was like, I started to see that there were certain types of people that I would consistently clash with, or that I found conflict with. And I started to realize a lot of those people are incredibly low in neuroticism. And I can learn something from them.
Right.
I am a very good planner because I'm so neurotic. And I would get so frustrated with these people that just didn't seem to care about any kind of risk, never thought ahead, didn't plan. I was like, your calmness is making me angry.
Yeah.
But God needs, he doesn't need anybody, but God has chosen to create people with different, personalities, and there's something that we can learn from each other.
Right.
But I think understanding myself, and I know that can sound weird and happy, but track with me here. Sometimes I think we often tend to point the finger everywhere else and go, what is it about that person that's not understanding me? And it's like, well, maybe I'm the one not understanding them. Maybe in this instance, my neuroticism is so high that it's overshadowing the fact that they're actually just not as anxious as I am, and that can be a strength in a specific area. I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and it brings to my remembrance once when I first started traveling and working for the ministry. I remember when Kim finally put his whole team together, he had Dr. Lance Waltnow do a personality profile on each and every one of us. And at first, let me just keep it real, I was a little, what is this? I don't want to do no personality. What you see is what you get, right? That was my attitude.
Yeah.
But now, after we did it, and I understood the reason why the prophet was wanting to get a personality profile of each one that was on his platform, because he wanted, first and foremost, he wanted to get to know each and every one of us more personally, but he also wanted us to connect with each other. We know each other's personality profiles so that we can gel together more effectively. And it actually worked. You find like Kim was a high D, dominant, just a straight across the board. And so we knew what to expect. And we knew that since he was a high D personality, we knew that his demand was just basically, that's his genetic makeup. He wants things done, and he's got to have it done, and he's a leader. And then some of us came out being like, followers or something. There's nothing wrong with being a follower.
No.
Absolutely nothing wrong with being a follower. Understanding who you are and what your personality is like, and others knowing your personality will help you get along with each other, because that's his personality or her personality trait. So you know what not to do and what to do. You know what not to do to get them riled up, but then you also know, most importantly, what to do to help elevate them and encourage them.
Beautiful. I love this study a lot. And I know some people like Charlie wouldn't even think about it. Charlie's just like, let's get the job done. Let's go. Let's carry on with life, But as you were saying, you learn so much at the same time. And I think that's what I'm hearing and realizing is that I have strengths and weaknesses, and God has my back through other people, and I have a tremendous need to bounce off of other people, to rely on other people. No man is an island kind of a thing. So anyway, it's brilliant. Thank you so much for your insights, and I hope we hope that you're understanding how much God loves you, and if we can really understand that, then we can be more patient, more loving, and listen better to other people and share that love with other people as well. And one thing was mentioned recently about carrying the legacy of Prophet Kim. And for us to be in this position is, we kind of don't want to be here, but we are here. And at the same time, we're so fortunate to be here. But in other words, we'd love to have Kim back, but that's not going to happen for a while. So the beauty is that we know he's cheering us on from heaven, and we know that we have a mandate, and it's the most unique mandate, I think, and every ministry should think that way, but we know it's that way for us. What I'm saying is, we rely upon the love gifts and the offerings, and as the people of God are worshiping the Lord, as we together worship the Lord financially, House of Destiny is able to do what we do. So thank you so much for partnering with us. And there's different levels and there's different partnerships that we have to offer to carry out Kim's legacy. So please go to our website, find out about those things. Thank you for sowing even right now into Real Life, Real Faith, into the House of Destiny, and helping us do what we really do love to do. We just miss Kim. But anyway, he's blessed us, and we just want to be faithful in the way that he's blessed us, and carry on until we join him. So thank you so much for all that you mean to us, and we'll turn it over to Christy now.
Thank you, Pastor Fa. And for everybody out there watching, we really do want you to know that you're not alone. So write to us, Real Life, Real Faith at houseofdestiny.org. Every Tuesday, we're here for you, real-faith.tv, with a new episode where we're discussing something. And if there's a topic you want to see us discuss, write to us, let us know. But know that you're not alone. Yes, we might be separated by distance, and we are, but look at what God has done in providing us this kind of technology to be able to communicate and to be able to be there for one another. So we thank you. We pray that the favor and blessing of God would be upon you this week. Make sure you stay tuned to everything that is going on at the House of Destiny Network, and we'll see you next week.
What I've noticed that there has been a lot of an attack against Christmas because they say, well, Christ wasn't born in December. As a matter of fact, that date is a pagan day. And if you look up the history, December 25th is a strange day. It is. It's a very interesting day.
I was thinking of a young Christian who just believes Jesus was born on, December 25th, and then possibly hears that he wasn't, and then all of a sudden in their faith, or maybe they're doubting now.
But I also think people get really hung up on details that don't matter, and it's because some people are looking for any reason to doubt.
Hello, friends. I'm Donna Clement Petrushka, and I am honored to invite you to something truly extraordinary, the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Now you can gain unprecedented access to my father's entire digitized video archive. Every prophetic moment, every powerful teaching, every anointed worship session is now available to you in the Prophecy Vault. Plus, I'm excited to share that my dad's special School of the Prophets teachings are included, offering you deep, transformative lessons on hearing God's voice and understanding his revelations. Your partnership is crucial. Not only will you gain access to these incredible resources, but you'll also help us continue the vital work of preserving, digitizing, and adding new Kim Clement material to the archives. I'm inviting you to step into the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Let's embark on this journey of revelation together, and I can't wait to see you inside.
I hear every day about the products you all wish MyPillow carried. Well, guess what? We probably do. Slippers, bathrobes, pet beds, blankets, mattresses, sleepwear, loungewear, duvets, comforters, pot holders, aprons, oven mitts, and so much more. And they're all on sale. For example, get our best-selling standard MyPillows for only $14.98. Body pillows, $29.98. 6-piece bath towels or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase, $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And I've never done this before. When you spend $100 or more, you're going to get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you by phone call, and then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.